a cousin or somebody like that who is always in place.
It's,
And
it's,
and Africa is repleted with some of these things. And to know that West Africa had just experienced a number of coups and ECOWAS had been in the midst of it, I think
it was difficult news to wake up to.
Yeah.
When I came in, that was George. That was the first story today.
You're saying it was difficult.
Yeah, it was.
It was not surprising.
Oh, you are not surprised?
Well, well,
you boycott election results and say that now you are in charge. Like, I mean,
well, you know,
there's this particular video of a president of Africa who seemed to be limping, had stroke. Now we're talking about this gentleman, and still, and this is a family that has ruled that country for over 50 years.
Yeah, 56 years actually.
Okay, and if you take these matters into perspective and you look at how Africans, so-called, tend to use what they call the democratic process or means to lord onto their countries, try to make everybody subservient, including key institutions and then citizens, and then subsequently abuse their power, then some of these coups, based on who is arguing, will be seen to be right.
Yeah.
But is that the best way you have to rule your country? And I think that we just haven't done what is right.
Yeah.
And I guess we deserve what we
are
get.
guessing.
You understand? If you take a look at currently the countries we have in Africa, that so-called seem to have embraced democracy. And I keep saying this, the constitutions of the country are not the problem. The people or the leaders of these so-called democratic countries who have to exercise decisions using discretion. The power of discretion is what has been abused. That is why citizens across Africa, West Africa essentially, because we are located within this block, are suffering.
And
every time we say that we have to change the constitution, it's not the Ghana constitution we have to change.
Exactly.
If we have a president who decides that he's going to abuse his power because the constitution arrogates that power to him constantly, that president is going to be a democratic despot. Do you understand?
Yes.
The last election in Ghana, 8 people died.
Yes.
And as
and
at
yet,
now,
nothing has been done about it.
No one within the circles of this government has said that we are putting in place a commission of inquiry, etc. And we want to know and ascertain who gave the orders for the shot to be taken and the lives to be lost. As a result, we need some level of inquiry, some level of reconciliation. Nobody has done that.
And we are in 2023, getting ready for another general election in just a few months.
Then some foolish people will just get up and go and do something. Then we have
but
then
true,
we'll
though.
have people on the street who will be supporting them.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if there's anything in this country or any other country, the media cannot operate. The so-called lawyers who are the best economists, because in Ghana every lawyer is the best economist, the best finance person, the best communicator. They won't have the chance to be operating. We're not going to have a free media. We're not going to have people moving around the way it is. You see, and that is why we need to protect what we have. That is why I'm not surprised what's happening in Gabon.
In Gabon.
It's not surprising, but it's still difficult to hear, Roland. And the difficult thing is, I think we woke up to news in April or so that there had been a constitutional reform in Gabon, which was allowing for a limitless term in office for the president. That meant that this president, whose election has currently been overthrown, so to speak, could be president for life if he kept winning the elections. And the problem that the military has identified is that this particular election was not free and fair. They are annulling the results because they do not believe that it was the democratic process was followed and the elections were probably rigged. And so even though he has been elected president constitutionally, they do not accept it. And to think that the president, well, the presidency has been in his family for 56 years. This is his 3rd re-election. He's ruled for 7 years at a time for 2 consecutive terms. And he's quite sick. He's quite unwell, and he still wants to continue to be president. I think that, I don't know if ECOWAS can step in at this time or the AU can step in at this time, but the constant news about coup d'etats and revolutions in Africa is scary, and it's also close to us.
But you see, that's what Roland said a few days back, and I remember clearly. that these leaders of these institutions that you have mentioned, how did they come into power themselves? How are they maintaining their countries themselves? How are they ruling their countries? And when you're done answering that question, then you ask that, are they even in good standing to be able to propose some of these solutions that they propose on the table on a daily basis? Once we are done answering that question, then we are good to go. Because those who sit at the helm of affairs are still the same people who, you just mentioned, you just used the word, lord their will on the people. I mean, you can clearly see that the choice of the people is Mr. A, you can tell. But the machinery and the systems available or that have been instituted, like age-old institutions, will just not allow democracy to work. So people who were not voted for, and you can clearly see from the numbers get manipulated. Listen, people are beating here, just here in this country.
The scary thing is they are using the democratic process. So it's constitutional that he can be re-elected, because now you can be president for as long as you are re-elected. There's no limit to the terms of office.
Okay.
So for as long as you are re-elected, you can continue to be president. So he can be president for life.
I get it, but we are, so what? So what do you, so then if you rig an election,
so
you call it constitutional. If you chew ballot papers, you call it constitutional. Is that what you're talking about? So you chew ballot papers, you call it constitutional.
So listen,
you hit or you butt somebody in the eye.
That's bad.
Like, what are you talking about?
No.
So even political parties. We are not even talking countries. Even political parties cannot even control their own affairs. Now it graduates to the national. Now it graduates to Africa. And you are trying to tell me that sequentially, I mean, taking it from below, as I have just demonstrated, we are being democratic.
You don't understand.
Like, I won't understand.
You don't understand what I said. What I said was they seem to be relying on the democratic process to do the wrong thing. What I said?
Debbie.
So basically, what it is you can be re-elected. So the problem now is that there has been a re-election and the military and the people do not agree, okay, that the electoral process was free and fair and that one family can continue to rule for over 50, 60 years.
Which is wrong.
Which is wrong. So relying on this so-called democratic process, this re-election can continue to happen. One person can continue to be re-elected for as long as he is alive. He can be president for life if he wins the election. So how does he win the election? This recent election, the results which was announced this morning, appears to have been rigged. So, you know, it looks like we are depending on or relying on democracy, but that's actually
a big problem. Let's look at the African map and see the countries. You see the countries around, then we'll start. So you go. Côte d'Ivoire, Ouattara has changed the thing.
Thank you. We were here when Ouattara changed this thing.
Sierra Leone has not been too peaceful. It's just enjoying some relative peace. When you come to Gabon, beside that you have Equatorial Guinea. Paul Biya is also up there. Bassa, Nyama, Trocan, DRC is Africa.
Mali,
which country
Burkina Faso, Mali, Burkina Faso. All these countries are there. Charlie, let's take a break.
Maybe South Africa. South Africa is fine. You see, you know, these are some of the things. So that Africa now. Anyway, so let's take you through what we have this morning. I think that for the better parts, let's stop the lamentations. It's part of the books of the Bible. So let's come to the books of Africa. Now, this morning, we'll be having a discussion, and we'll be opening also on the phone lines on the relative issue. I don't know whether maybe we can change.
We can change what?
We can change this morning. We wanted to talk about weight loss.
But we wanted to talk about coup d'etats.
No. Well,
and democracy, and why democracy seems to not work in Africa. Maybe we should open the phone lines and ask.
Let's change it. The last time you brought a revolution, right?
Yes, I did.
So we are back. Our revolutionary leader is back.
I
so
did.
We've changed.
Yeah.
So this morning we'll be talking about, if you look at the systems of democracy in Africa and how they don't seem to be working. What are your views about why we have these ongoing? Yeah. So the segment, we'll be opening it up. Then we'll have Johnny's Bite, of course, and then we'll have big issues. Big issues, we're concentrating on the MPP. It looks like Alan Chamantin is complaining, Kendi Japon is complaining.
Everyone is complaining.
If that's the ruling party and they are going to be in power while we go for 2024, should we be worried?
That they are about to break the 8 and all that in grand style? In a showdown style, yeah.
Okay. And then also the voter registration, we know that there's going to be a continuous voter registration. The Electoral Commission is saying that if you don't have a Ghana card, so the guarantor system is off, etc. My understanding indicates that it is possible to use a Ghana card, but we need the trust of the stakeholders. So do we have the trust of the stakeholders again? So we'll be towards the tail end, we'll be taking a look at that. And how the posture of the EC is within, the structure of the political parties, the civil society organizations, etc.
And the concerns, the concerns Edujita Maklo also raised. I think sometime along the line, you should call him and speak to him when it's time for big issues. He needs to speak again this morning.
Who has sued, I think.
Yes. So we need to speak to him this morning.
Right. Yeah. I'll take a look at that as well. So we have a bigger conversation on weight loss.
Yes. Later on the show, we're going to be talking about weight loss and the many difficult and weird things that people do to lose weight, women in particular. In a world today where we seem to be policing the bodies of women and some men, people resort to all sorts of things to lose weight. We see a lot of ads online, from juice cleanses to no solid food diets to strict water solutions to apparently
only
eating,
water.
Yeah, water. And now people eat wele, apparently. Wele to lose weight. Wele.
What did you just say?
Wele.
To lose weight.
To lose weight, because wele has no nutritional value. So if you eat wele,
it fills your tummy.
It fills you up, but there are no carbs or calories or anything that will make you gain weight as compared to red meat.
Are you joking?
These things are shocking. I read about a raw meat diet recently. So if you eat raw meats, then you're not using the oils and other things that will add on to the calorie count. People are doing all kinds of weird things to lose weight nowadays, but how do these things affect your health? How do these things affect you in the long run? Your physical health, your gut health, your skin, in fact, whether or not you would live your full healthy life depend on the things that you put into your mouth and the things that we're constantly doing every day in our bid to stay healthy, fit, lose weight, or whatever these days. We'll have a broader conversation on that with a dietitian. She has my last name, Frederica Sewadoku.
Are you guys related? Family and friends?
She just might be. She just might be.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So we'll find out when she comes. So our doctor will be in the studio to talk to us. So if you're one of those people who has been trying to lose weight, if you have been relying on all these fat diets and reading articles and such on how to lose weight, you want to listen to this conversation. There's a way to do it properly. And there's a way to do it without, hurting yourself, all right? Also, we're going to be cashing out. Times are hard. Times are hard. They say that in our economy,
Star 439
one sure way to lose weight is to be in this country now, because the economy will frustrate you. So we don't want you to lose weight that way. We want to give you money, okay? So you can cash out today on the show. Star 439 hash is the number to dial, and then you select TV3, and then that's it. Basically, you can win 1,000 Ghana cedis. We're going to be giving away about 4,000 today. Yes, we're going to be giving away about 4,000.
4 or 5,000.
4
or 5.
4 or 5,000.
10,000. I think
we should do it 10,000.
We can give 10,000. I mean, so long as
it's not a problem.
You know what? Let's make it 15,000.
It's not a problem. We'll do more draws today. It's not a problem. Just cash out.
Yeah.
And when you're done playing the draw, please keep your mobile phones by you. Don't just play and throw your phones away, because we tend to not get through to you when we call after you've been pronounced as a winner. So please make sure you keep your mobile phones close to you. We'll take a break now. We'll come back. We'll open the phone lines. We'll activate the phone lines. But please, one more time, when you call us, make sure that you're talking to us through the telephone and not through the TV, to avoid the feedback, the awful feedback that we get. We love you, and we thank you for sticking and staying with us. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. This is TV3 New Day.
I want you so bad, I'll firecracker. I want you. I wanna say yes, I can't resist. I want you. Ooh. cracker. I want you so bad, Alpha cracker.
I don't me call one casa.
Alpha goodness rich in milk and butter. In Alpha Cracker. Yummy and deliciously crunchy.
But I can't resist you.
Alpha Crackers. Simply irresistible.
This advert is FDA approved.
Who no like chop money? They want chop money is here. Collect your chop money every morning at 10 a.m. by simply dialing *446# and select option 2 to play Day 539 chop money. Win 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3, and 20 times your stake with Direct 1. You can also pay your numbers to win big. You only pick your numbers from 1 to 39, so winning is easy. Dial *446# to play Day 539 chop money now. Dewa, have fun.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
We simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities. We keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helena Piampofo, and William Asidu. Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
This Saturday on Fisheries Eye at 6:55 p.m. on TV3. Unveil the harsh realities faced by vulnerable girls in Keji, a tranquil fishing community nestled within the Keta municipality of the Volta region. Cases of teenage pregnancy have shed light on a deeply concerning issue: how financial struggles drive young lives to the edge. Fisheries Eye brings to our viewers the harrowing experiences of marginalized voices in our fishing communities where dreams meet challenges. This and every Friday and Saturday at 6:55 p.m. only on TV3. Fisheries Eye is funded by the USAID from the American people.
The age-old rivalry that senior high schools engage in is still present within alumni. The battle for bragging rights to a particular endeavor remains even after school. If your school can cook, it means your school is here. If your school can boast of good culinary masterminds, this right here is the perfect platform to showcase that skill set. Alumni have met, and they have chosen representatives to take up the task of preparing extraordinary dishes to bring victory to their respective schools.
Tell me what you're cooking.
Week in, week out, these schools will mount these workstations in a bid to buy your nutritional affinity to them. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your taste buds and fasten your aprons. These culinary experts are set to battle for the enviable crown of being tagged Lords of the Kitchen. This is Kitchen Wars Season 2.
Kitchen Wars Season 2, Sundays at 5 p.m. on TV3. Don't miss it.
Sponsored by Gino Tomato Mix.
And Napa Foods. Say Napa. Enye Ono Soko.
PGL.
Are you a great FIFA player? Do you think you can beat anyone and be the very best in Ghana? The Warmer Plus Esports Festival is here to give you an experience. Join us at the forecourt of TV3. It will be a battle for supremacy in FIFA. Come around, let's smash it on the table tennis, football, and a snooker table. kick about with family and friends, music, food, and many more.
To run it through, Griezmann! Oh, it's there! And he has won FIFA World Cup.
So join us on this ride. It is the Warmer Plus Esports Festival, happening on 2nd September 2023. Powered by 3 Sports.
So much love to share. Missing out, Mama Africa. Oh, all right. Acorn taking.
I think every day I have to be filmed just sitting dancing. That one there.
This one works. This one works.
Yes.
When you're sorry, then there's a whole.
No, now I'm not going to stand again. Oliver Lawson is our lead producer. Please, I beg you. Because the way people have been making mockery, trolling me and laughing at me on social media because Charlie, sometimes I have the picture of the dance in my mind. How to translate into the democratic process.
You get out.
How to translate it into a democratic process after the election is a program.
Don't mind anybody. Forget your beer.
Okay, so we're asking a question.
Yes.
That why isn't democracy working in Africa, number one? Number two, exactly. Why are the twos, did I say twos? Coups. I beg your pardon, coups becoming rampant. We need to hear from you. You are on ground. You know what you're feeling in your hearts, in your pockets, in your churches, in your communities, in your hospitals, in your workplaces. I mean, as a Ghanaian and as an African, can you explain to us this morning what your thoughts are on why democracy seems to not be working in this side of the world and why coups are rampant? Mejina is one of our ardent listeners.
Yeah.
He watches all the time. And I don't know if he passes for a serial caller, but he's always calling us. Mejina, we appreciate you. Mejina, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us here on TV3 New Day. What are your thoughts about this one?
Let me tell you the secret.
Okay.
The secret is that I don't watch television that will at the end of the day, will not give me any positive impact into my life.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So to watch somebody, to give the person money and to doom yourself, I will not watch. That is the secret of watching TV3.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All your products are very, very educative and mature programs.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that is why I always follow TV3.
We appreciate you. Anyway,
today,
let's head into it. Yeah.
You see, Africa, I am telling you that because of our thinking, that is why we are where we are, and we cannot grow. Africa, we are the hypocritic people in the world. We fear to speak the truth. We only admire people when we see them doing good to us. But when they are doing good to effect our change in life forever, we don't want that. But we want it to be our own self. We are the target of our own self. We are eating ourselves, but we don't want to say the truth. So the difficulty is that Africans don't think. Have you ever seen African coming out with an innovative idea? If Africa is come to innovate something, the person will be living outside Africa. Come to the continent that has a majority of youth in their population. But what we produce? Go to the Ghana market. All you see is fashion. All the fashion is from outside. What are we doing to ourselves?
Thank you, Mejina.
Mejina, we appreciate your thoughts.
No Africa except me and you will go to heaven. The rest will not go to heaven.
Amen. Also for Mejina.
Thank you, Mejina, for your thoughts this morning. It says no African will go to heaven except me and you. Anyway.
Okay, so I have this one from Gaiji.
Okay.
Gaiji says that democracy in Africa has come under considerable pressure over the last decade. Satisfaction with the way that democracy is performing has fallen. And this is in part due to a decline in public confidence in the quality of elections, how free, fair, and credible they are. Gaiji, Cantonments, Accra.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Gaiji, for that one. Ebo Samoni, good morning to you. You're also watching. Let's head straight to Johnny's Bite.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The
The Lord is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Wednesday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. I want to spend a second to thank all those people who called, who sent messages, were worried about me.